Hello, this is Monty with MJ Farm, and I'd like to talk to you about controlling rodents in your garden or your farm or whatever whatever you're doing out there. Um, we're always going to have rodents. I mean, it's just part of it, and we don't want to get rid of all of them. They're a food source for things, but it certainly helps to keep them under control. And so I'm going to show you three, four, or five ways that I use to control them. And the first one is the simple plastic mouse trap. And you know, when I was a kid, they always said create a better mouse trap. Well, somebody did. And on this mouse trap, most of these will not set by pressure back here. So what you do is take great value crunchy peanut butter. I just haven't used anything that's better than this out there. And you take a little bit and you fill that cup up there. They got a cup right down in here. And the way to set it, hold it down and lift up on the trip plate. And then that trap is set. And so this trap is very sensitive. And so it doesn't take much to set them off. Okay. And that'll do the job on your mouse. The next one is really the same way, but it's a rat trap. And most of these rat traps will set with pressure. Okay, that's set. And I've already loaded my cup up with peanut butter, and it takes a little more pressure to set this off, but they're pretty vicious when they go off. Okay, it kind of scared me there. Um, and you will notice that I put on all of these traps, I tie a piece of string and a piece of metal, bolt, washer, whatever. And if you don't do that, a dog, cat, coyote will drag your traps out into the boonies. And I've lost a lot of traps that way. So the process of using this is very important. When I set traps in an area, I will only set rat traps for probably a week. And I do that because if you set mouse traps out, a rat will get caught in it and get out of it, and you'll never catch that rat again. And so, what I do is for a week, I'll check them every day, I'll catch some rats. And then when I see that all my peanut butter is being eaten, but I'm not catching anything, that tells me that it's time to put mouse traps out. And then I'll go out and put all my little mouse traps out there. Okay, the next trap that I'm going to show you is um, again, it's a passive trap. It's good for live catching or not live catching. You can put water in a bucket, and that's not a live trap. But this is it. I've got quite a few of them out here that I'm using, and this is one of the new ones that I have. And so they're really cheap, cheap in a lot of ways, I guess, but they work. And what this does is it sits on top of this 5-gallon bucket. So it'll clip onto your bucket. And and they have little, you know, they come with the little stairways to heaven you can click on here that comes with it. I usually don't use them. I just put a board up there, and it lasts just a lot better. And what I will do is right inside of this trap in the top, I'll just take some of my crunchy peanut butter and smear it on the top back there. And another way to do it is put a little bird feed inside the 5-gallon bucket. And the mice will walk up, they'll get on this place here looking for that, and it just flips up. The mice fall in, they can't get out. And sometimes you will catch 7, 8, 10 mice in here. And so, again, if you're interested in live trapping, this is a good way to go. you put it out there, put it in an area where you're seeing a lot of mice droppings, um, and it, they're hard to beat. Okay, the next trap I want to talk about is this is a Victor. It's one of these metal traps, and it's got a little trap door in here. So when the mouse goes in and they go inside of it, it'll flip back up and they can't get out. And so if you're interested in um, not killing them, maybe taking them out and putting them in the neighbor's yard or something, uh, these are pretty good traps to use. For me, what I do is I will take them out there and then I'll feed them to my road runners. They love to run after them when they're alive. And so this trap, this is an old one. I've used this forever. It's dirty too, but on the inside here, the door is broke on this one. What I do is just put a rock on top of it. But what I will do with this is on the inside here, I'll just put some peanut butter. And so that mouse knows that there's food in there. And so they will go through the door. And typically, when you catch one, more will go inside there. So you may catch 4 or 5 mice in this. And I call this one of my passive traps. I'll put it out there and here's the entrance. And so I'll put that right against a wall or somewhere where the mice, they like crawling against places, walls or whatever. And so that kind of gives them a path where they're going. They'll smell the peanut butter. What's the first thing they do when they get inside there? They eat all the peanut butter. And then they figure out that, uh-oh, I can't get out of here. Um, so I like these traps. They're simple. You put them out, check them every 2 or 3 days. And it's just kind of a really good passive system. Okay, the last trap is for bigger critters out there, and around here we have ground squirrels, and they can eat all the apples off your trees and all that type of thing. So I've done a pretty good job of getting rid of them, and just so if you're wondering, no, my wife will not let me kill them, and so. Um, So I've got to take them 5 miles away and drop them off. And you do it one at a time with this trap. This is kind of a one set trap, and it's called a have a heart trap. And this might be $30, 40, I don't know, but I've had it for years. And to set it, it's not too hard to set. It's got a little trip back there. And what I like to do is, if you can see this, I'll hang a piece of apple and put some peanut butter and maybe some other things back there. But I'll put something back there they got to work at to get it. And so they'll come back and they step on that door and it closes. This is old and beat up, but I've got it rigged up and it's working just fine. And they step on that little trip plate, door closes, and you take your animal out, and for me, 5 miles away and drop them off. And I've done a pretty good job of keeping them under control. So I haven't had one in quite a while now, so they don't want to come back. But anyway, this is when you're moving into the big rodents here, skunks, whatever. I don't want to catch a skunk in here, um, but anyway, I hope you learned something. And I hate killing things, but sometimes it's between crops and some of these little critters. So I hope you learned something, and I hope you are successful on keeping your rodent population down. So thanks for watching the video. I appreciate it.